today's stream. Today we are doing a different story. This time we are not doing the red paw again because I changed it to another story because um, I think I do a lot of horror stories, but today we are doing a calmer story. And yes, beside me today I have some special three guests beside me. They are on my table, and I have a photo of them. I can show you. There. Today's special guest we have here Marshall, Chase, and Sky beside me. This is a photo of now. But for today's, we are now concentrating on the story on the two dogs. They are beside me as well. They are Marshall and Chase. This story is about them two, and it, and the title is saying rebels to the brothers. And yes, with no timing to waste, let's do this.
Chapter 1. It was early in the morning in Adventure Bay. Chase was barely waking up. As usual, he was the first one to be awake. Chase stretched and looked around his room. His police hat was hanging on the wall next to a photo of him, Marshall, and Ryder. Ryder was laid on the ground, smiling at the camera. Marshall and Chase sat on either side of the boy. Chase smiled at the photo. The picture was taken soon after the Paw Patrol was founded. Chase remembered the beginning of that adventure. He still regretted and felt guilty about some things he did. Chase grabbed his hat and his uniform. After putting them on, Chase walked out of his pup house and looked around. The sun peeked out from the horizon as if it was not sure if it was time to come out or not. The sky in front of Chase was reddish-orange, while the sky behind him was a dark shade of blue. A light wind blew, rustling the leaves on trees and bushes. Chase inhaled as the smell of wet dew filled his nostrils. It had been raining throughout the night, but the smell of rain still filled the air. The sound of waves crashing on the beach and the singing of birds made Chase smile. He loved living in Adventure Bay. Chase walked around the lookout, waking up the other pups. The first one he woke up was Sky, followed by Rocky, Rubble, Zuma, and lastly, Marshall. "Hey, Marshall," Chase said softly. "Time to get up." Marshall groaned. "5 more minutes," he said sleepily. Chase laughed. "Okay, but you might miss breakfast." Marshall's ear perked up. "Breakfast?" Instantly, Marshall got up, stretched, and walked out of his pup house. "You know what? I'm awake." They both laughed. "I thought that would wake you up," Chase said. "Come on." Chase and Marshall walked towards the lookout doors, where everyone else waited. They were about to go inside when they heard a distant rumbling noise. The team turned their heads in time to see a female dachshund drive up on a vehicle. "Liberty!" they all exclaimed. "Hey, guys," Liberty said as she hopped off her vehicle. She hugged Sky and high-fived, or high-pawed, I guess, the others. "What's up?" "We're about to go eat breakfast," Chase replied. "Do you want to join us?" Yeah," Liberty said. "I'm starving." She took off her helmet and walked inside with the others. They turned right to meet Ryder. "Good morning, pups," he said. He noticed the dachshund. "And good morning to you too, Liberty." "Hey, Ryder," Liberty said. Ryder served them their breakfast and then sat down to eat his cereal. "Hey, Liberty," Sky said as they ate. "What are you doing here?" "Ryder invited me," she said. "What for?" Rubble asked. "The Paw Patrol anniversary," Ryder replied. "Today marks another year since the Paw Patrol was created." "Really?" Rocky and Zuma asked at the same time. I forgot about that, Chase exclaimed. Yeah, me too, Marshall agreed. Mayor Goodway agreed to hold a party in honor of the Paw Patrol. Everest, Jake, Carlos, Tracker, the twins, and others will be there too. So, when does it start? Sky asked. Ryder checked his watch. Tomorrow at 7 in the morning. Awesome, Rubble said, and he continued eating. Once they finished eating, Chase got up and began heading out. Where are you going, Chase? Liberty asked. I'm going on a patrol, Chase said. Can I come with you? Marshall asked. Sure, Chase replied. Hey, Chase, Ryder said. If you don't mind, I ordered more pup treats for the dispenser. They were delivered to Mr. Porter's cafe. Can you bring them on your way back, please? Marshall licked his lips. He said in a hypnotic tone. Pup treats. If Marshall doesn't eat them on the way back, Chase teased, making the others laugh. He punched Marshall softly on the arm. Come on. We'll be back. After they left, Ryder got up to finish some work, leaving the pups by themselves. They decided to play outside for a while. They played tag until Chase and Marshall got back. They played hide and seek for 3 hours until Chase and Marshall were called on a mission to save Callie from the top of Katie's clinic. After an hour, Chase, Marshall, and Ryder arrived back at the lookout. The pups were in the living room, beginning the Apollo the Super Pup movie, so they decided to join them. When the movie ended, Liberty looked around. She noticed that Chase, Marshall, and Ryder weren't there anymore. Hey, guys, she said. Where's Ryder and Chase and Marshall? Oh, they left halfway through the movie, Rocky replied. For what? Sky asked. Something about the party, Rocky explained. Ryder said they just had to check a few things out. Okay, Liberty said. So, they do a lot of things together. Pretty much, Sky said. Chase and Marshall were the first members of the team. They plan everything with Ryder. And Chase and Marshall are like brothers. Ha, Liberty said. I was never told what happened in the beginning, you know? How the team was formed. Well, Ryder found Chase in Adventure City, and... I know that part, but what happened before that? The pups looked at each other. We weren't told either, dude, Zuma said. Now that you mention, we don't know what happened before Sky joined. Would you like to know? Someone said from behind them, making them jump. The pups all turned around to see Ryder, Chase, and Marshall walking into the living room. Would you like to know what happened? Ryder asked again. The pups looked at each other and slowly nodded. Ryder sat down on the couch, with Chase and Marshall on either side. Okay. Wait, you'll tell us? Rocky asked. Chase shrugged. In the spirit of the anniversary, sure, he said. The other pups moved in closer to hear the story. Okay, so you know how Sky said that Marshall and I are like brothers? The others nodded. Well, that wasn't always the case. But to understand why you need to know what happened before that. So when Ryder found you on the street? Rubble asked. No, Rubble, Chase said. Before that. Long before that.
So this was the first chapter. It was a little bit too, not too much stuff to say, but yeah, the story was a little bit too short. But for today, we're staying maybe like this, and maybe or man, wait a minute, I gonna do something. Give me a minute. Okay, we have two votes. It means yes. Then let's go on. Let's go to the next chapter. Let's stop. Okay, they see what you want. You want me to continue? Then let's continue to the next chapter then. Chapter 2. Enjoy.
Chapter 2. Many years earlier, Chase, younger Chase, was just waking up. He looked around and noticed that he was on a dark brown seat cushion. Chase loved being inside the car. The back seat was of his previous owner's red truck. He sat up straight and looked forward to his owner, who was driving. He wore a white tee, a black baseball hat, and glasses. He kept his eyes on the road in front. In the passenger's seat was a woman Chase had only seen a few times. Her black curly hair was pulled back into a bun, revealing her dark-toned skin. She was looking out the side window at the passing citizens. Chase looked out the window. He recognized the area as Adventure City's center. Chase remembered driving through there when Chase and his owner went to the park. Now that he thought about it, he hadn't gone to the park in a long time. The last time he went was before that mysterious woman appeared. "Are we going to the park?" Chase asked his owner, wagging his tail. He looked at his owner, who kept his eyes forward. The truck stopped at a red light, and his owner took off his sunglasses. He wiped his eyes, looked at Chase, and put the glasses back on. Chase could sense that his owner was distressed. Chase compared the feeling to when he had to choose between eating or continuing playing. Chase had to leave one to do the other. Chase wasn't sure what that was about. But he figured everything would get better at the park. Chase got on his hind legs to look through the truck's rear window. He enjoyed watching the car behind him. He liked to imagine they were friends who wanted to go play at the park with him and his owner. Chase noticed a cop cruiser rush by with the sirens on. Most dogs would cover their ears to the sound, but not Chase. He thought the cop car was incredible. Chase wondered what it was like to go that fast down the busy streets. Chase's right ear perked up as he heard a clicking noise coming from the dashboard. His owner once told him that the noise came from signal lights going off. Chase didn't know what that meant, but he smiled whenever it came on. He felt the car come to a stop on the side of the road. "Are we at the park yet?" Chase asked hopefully. He jumped to the front of the truck and let himself get picked up by the woman. She opened the door and carried Chase outside. Chase's smile faded when he noticed the large buildings surrounding him. This isn't the park, he thought. The woman put him around, and Chase looked around. People crowded the sidewalk. Some glanced at him, but they kept walking. Chase heard the door close behind him. He turned around to see the car begin to drive off. They must have forgotten me, Chase thought. He ran after the truck, but he was not fast enough. The vehicle turned the corner, which was the last time he would ever see the car. Chase was breathing hard. He didn't know what to do. He looked up at the skyscrapers on the other side of the street. The buildings loomed over Chase. Chase realized how much bigger the world was. He was small compared to his surroundings. He was defenseless and weak against the troubles of the real world. Chase ran through the city streets. The sun began to set behind the buildings, so Chase knew he would have to find shelter. Chase tried to smell his way back to his owner, but his nose was useless against the different scents in the city. Chase walked into an alley between two buildings. He found a cardboard box flipped on its side with an old shirt inside, so he entered the box and lay down. He tried to sleep, but he couldn't. Chase's eyes stayed open all night. He watched everything that happened during the night. A cop car passed by with the siren blazing. A group of dogs ran from a woman carrying a leash for each one. He watched as families walked by. For 2 weeks, Chase was forced to scavenge for food and shelter. During the night, he rested in the cardboard box. During the day, Chase walked around the city looking for his old home. He didn't want to believe that his owner would abandon him just like that. Chase began walking back to the cardboard box one evening as the sun fell behind the buildings. He tried to think of why his owner abandoned him. Maybe I don't deserve a home, he told himself. I must have done something wrong. Chase turned the corner into the alley and stopped. 3 grown dogs tore through the trash cans. One of them noticed Chase and turned to look at him. He was tall and skinny. His fur was black except on his belly and snout. Chase guessed that he was a Doberman. "What are you looking at?" the Doberman growled. His voice was sharp and jagged, like a knife run against concrete. That got the attention of the other 2 dogs. They looked up and Chase. One was tall and gray with bloodshot eyes. His legs were longer than his body. Chase guessed he was a greyhound. The only dog was shorter with shaggy white and brown fur. A tooth stuck out the side of his mouth, so his lower jaw was more to the left than his snout. Chase didn't know what kind of dog he was. Nothing, Chase stuttered. I just want to go to sleep. The Doberman looked at the cardboard box with a used shirt. He smiled at Chase. I'm sorry, go ahead. Chase got them feeling that the apology wasn't sincere, but he cautiously moved toward the box. When he got a foot away, the Doberman launched towards Chase. Chase, luckily, moved out of the way just in time. The Doberman crushed the box and stood up. I got a better idea, the Doberman said. We teach you a little lesson. It's every dog for himself. The 3 dogs simultaneously ran towards Chase. Chase ran down the street and turned the corner. The other dogs were faster, but thanks to passing pedestrians, Chase was able to stay ahead of them. Chase kept running for 10 minutes before he turned around. He didn't see the dogs, but that didn't make him feel any better. Chase had nowhere to rest for the night, and from the smell of moisture in the air, it will rain soon. Chase was paying attention, and someone accidentally stepped on his tail. He yelped and looked around. All around him, people walked around, paying no attention to the young German shepherd. To avoid getting stepped again, Chase moved with the crowd. He didn't know what to make of his situation. When the people departed, Chase realized he was on the street. Chase looked up to see a large white truck driving in his way. Chase closed his eyes, waiting for the impact that never came. After a count of 3, Chase opened his eyes to see a boy next to him. He had his hand in front of the van, telling the driver to stop. "I'm Ryder," he said. "You can trust me." Chase didn't know what to do. He didn't want to go with a stranger. The boy's smile was warm and sincere. Chase built up enough strength and walked toward the boy. He didn't know that the decision would change his life forever. Continue to next part.
Now I'm really think we are ending here for today. Tomorrow maybe I will do 3 chapters in one stream. 3 chapters. Chapter 3, 4, and 5 will I maybe do tomorrow. Until then, guys, have a nice day or maybe a nice night. I don't know where you are. And I see you tomorrow again for to hear three, three new chapters. Then I see you tomorrow again. And remember, I will post a photo where I show the, this this photo here. I will post on the community on my YouTube channel, on my original channel. Then you can see them and enjoy to see this picture. Then I see you tomorrow again to another new stream. Till then, goodbye.